Olivia, I'm the Southern Yankee Stitcher. Welcome to my Flosstube number 32. It's been a couple of weeks since my last video. My last video was my 1-year anniversary on Flosstube, which was a lot of fun. I did some giveaways in that video, and I will announce the winners at the end of this video. I just thought of something I want to make sure I mention later, so let me make a note because I will forget. I actually did this before I turned the camera on, but that's just how it goes, isn't it? Well, the last couple of weeks we've had a lot going on in our family. It's been a busy couple of weeks. My son graduated from the South Carolina Criminal Justice Academy. I call it the Police Academy. That's what it is. So we're very proud of him. He's now a sheriff's deputy and is graduated on Friday, and he went to work on Monday. So he had actually been working for them before in the detention center, and then he was doing ride-alongs and so forth while he was waiting to go to the academy. I found out at graduation that South Carolina is kind of unique in that it has one academy for all the branches of law enforcement. So his graduating class, well, the academy's 12 weeks, and they did like the first 4 weeks at home where they did the legal, like book studies, had to take their legal test. And then they did the physical stuff at the academy and, shooting and all kinds of stuff, driving, all that kind of thing. And so he had a class, I think it was 41 in his class. And unlike any graduation I've ever been to, everyone was dressed differently because they could have been, from different counties, different sheriff's departments, city police departments, highway patrol. I think they had some like parole. I don't know what the parole board's called. I can't think of the name of that. Anyway, so there were a lot of people wearing different things, and he and one other guy was there from our county and graduated, and we were, and a lot of several of the deputies, existing deputies, went down to see the graduation, so that was real nice of them to do that. And my grandsons got to come for it, and so they were real excited. They love first responder stuff anyway, so that the fact that their dad's a policeman is just really cool to them. The cars and trucks, and fire trucks, ambulances, all that, they've loved that since they're only 3 and 5, and they've loved it as long as I can remember. Part of it may have to do with Paw Patrol. I don't know if any of y'all have kids or grandkids that watch Paw Patrol, but it's all about the first responder stuff. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. That was on Friday. Then this past Monday, I went and had steroid injection, epidural injection in my back, trying to relieve some of my leg pain. I had one done. I'm not going to get bogged down in medical stuff, but I had one done in May, and the doctor tried something different, which I wish he hadn't have done. So I want to try this. I think it might work for you. And it didn't work. So, and actually, a year before, the May of 2021 is when I had my last injection. It lasted me a year, which is, they said, is really pretty rare. I was very lucky to have that much relief. So I had to wait 3 months to get my next injection, which I just had this past Monday because of insurance. Kind of a racket, but so I had that done, and I'm just trying to take it easy, not do too much, because the doctor said the nerve was really inflamed. It was no joke this time when he injected it. He's like, "You feel that?" I was like, "Yeah," I about jumped off the table because he hit the nerve going down my leg. And he said, "That's it. So I need you to tolerate it as long as you can. Tell me when you can't tolerate it anymore." And I was like, "I'm here. I'm just going to just do it." So anyway, they injected a couple nerves and or around a couple of nerves so that they would kind of shrink back down. Very hopeful that that's going to work. having all those steroids in my body. Well, I've had the munchies all week. Get steroids. It's given me a good bit of energy. It's made my thumb pain, my hand pain all go away. And as a matter of fact, I had an appointment to see the doctor for this, and I moved it because I was feeling so good, and I knew it was from the steroids. But also, man, I'm having hot flashes from those steroids. I'm still probably a little flushed in my face. A couple times at work, I went in the restroom and I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, no, I knew I was hot, but good grief, I was just red, and it's steroids kicking in. So that's, like I said, no joke with those steroids. But anyway, it's enough about medical stuff. Y'all don't want to hear about that, and I don't even want to talk about it because I'm tired of it myself. But it's been a good couple of weeks. Like I said, that graduation was a lot of fun. We're very proud of my son. So he and his wife were expecting a baby girl. Due date September 8th, so it's any day now. And my daughter-in-law's been real tired, but she's just keeps going and going, trying to get things done before the baby comes. And she wanted to go, today's Saturday, she wanted to go do some things today. And I really had just planned to stick around the house, make this video, do some stitching, maybe do a little cleaning, maybe not do a little cleaning. And so I was like, I just don't think I want to go anywhere tomorrow. And she said, I think I'm going to just stay home and rest too. I think that's smart because once that baby comes, you won't be getting much sleep. You won't be getting much sleep. All right. Well, I went through, I told you I have the winners from last week. I'm going to announce those in a little bit. When I was talking last video, I could not remember what those little baking dishes were called. And Julie, thank you, Julie. Ramekins. This is it. If I had actually gone and pulled this, it looks it's not like quite a bright yellow. This came from Dollar General for $1. And what does it say on the bottom? Ramekin. But I didn't have this in front of me when I was talking. But this is the chart that I really like the tulips. Maybe it's that Pennsylvania Dutch thing I like. And put it on the top of this for a pin cushion. But I think I want to make it a lid that's a pin cushion that would kind of fit down in here. It would kind of fit down inside, but then the cushion part would come over the edge. So it wouldn't look like you could lift it off, but you really could lift it off. So I'm going to work on those right there. And thank you, Sherry, for this. And thank you, Julie. Ramekin. Words are hard sometimes, right? You know what you've heard people say? Get this stuff out of the way. All right. Also want to thank Julie for giving me some information about the Charleston Museum here in South Carolina. It's not real close to me, but I did go on the website and look it up, and there is a book that she recommended about American samplers and Southern samplers in particular that I'm probably going to purchase from the museum. And she suggested for the antique samplers that I recently purchased that I contact the museum there, and they could probably tell me if they were American or not. So I'm definitely going to do that. I looked it up one day, so I found the book, but I didn't have time to call anyone or even place my order at that time. I was just looking something up in a few minutes I had. So, a couple people have mentioned to me that maybe I could do some home tours. Kind of like they referenced Daisy K Primitives. Well, let me tell you, my house does not stand up to that. Hers is very prim. I love it. Mine's, I have prim, but I have like a mixture of things. I might have things that you know are pretty modern, but um, along with some really primitive things. And I just like to mix things up. So, thinking about that, I mentioned last time that I would consider doing it, but I'll probably wait till I decorate for fall. Well, the more I thought about it, I thought, well, let me go ahead and just take a few pictures of what I have out now for summer. Most of it's patriotic. And I just took a couple, just a couple little videos, not like the whole room, just like little vignettes, or I guess you'd say. So I would share that before I took it down. I normally decorate, I put up patriotic from May really through August. And then when September hits, I break out the pumpkins. Back in 2020, September 1st, we broke out the pumpkins because we've been home for so long. It was in the middle of the pandemic, and we're just ready for something new. I don't know that I'll do it September 1st, but when I left work yesterday, I thought, well, this weekend, I think I'm going to at least take down the patriotic, dust and get everything, clean, dust the shelves and things you don't dust very often. At least I don't dust very often. And so I can just put out the pumpkins in a couple weeks when it's time, and not have to clean at the same time. But I haven't done that. This morning, I woke up to gunshots going off, about 10 of them, like across the way from us, and I don't know what they were shooting at. It was still dark. I know there are some people that live across the street from us, kind of down the lane, and they've been getting some of the wild hogs that are destructive and mean, and they've been trying to keep that population down. I've never seen any on our property, but I have seen some babies along the side of the road several years back, and the mom was not far from them. So, and those things can be pretty mean, I understand too. So they are, I'm just trying to think, maybe they were doing something good, and that's what they were doing, trying to keep that under control so they don't, hurt anybody or tear up your flowers and stuff, because I think that's what they do. I think they root around and tear things up. Anyway, so I had some finishes, some fully finishes. True to form, y'all. My prairie schooler months that I have been working on, that I display at work, I was a few days behind in August and didn't get August up till we were into the first week of August, and so I had to take it right to work. I couldn't show it here first. So I took a video there at work, and I'm going to insert that here because this is one of my FFOs. Okay, and that one took a little bit longer. August had a lot of different color changes. Most of the prairie schooler months that I've been working on just really have a couple of colors and big blocks of color, and that is fast stitching for me. I mean, it didn't take a long time by any means, but it had a lot of different colors, which were a little different than the other months I've done, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cute when I love the butterfly and the frog in it. So, my other stitch, well, let me tell you. I think the person that started this phrase is the other Olivia at Pumpkin Hollow Quilts, and she talked about her mocking basket. I think that was her, that her basket was mocking her. I have one of those too. And I don't like a lot of whips. I don't like them just hanging out there. I want to get them done. I stitch something because I want to have it out, So I was just about done with the butterfly cloche. I showed you that last week. And I decided I was going to stitch something else, and I was going to pull something out of my basket. And so I decided to pull out Rosewood Manor's 4 and 20 Blackbirds. This piece I started a while back, and I tried to work on it while I was at StitchCon, and I had the tree to do, and it's so kind of, I don't know if tedious is the right word, but you're like 2 stitches up, 3 stitches over, and just it's a lot of counting for that tree. StitchCon was not the place to do a chart like that, because when your concentration's broken and you lose your spot on your chart, you lose your spot on your fabric, and then you have to figure out where you are all over again. And I was, there's so much interruptions and talking and everything, which was a good thing, but just couldn't work on that at StitchCon. So I pulled that out. This I stitched on 36 count. Is Edinburgh type of linen? EDIN linen in cream. That's just what the little tag said that came on the linen. Anyway, I stitched on it and I finished it, and I fully finished it. I got this glare. I have windows right behind this monitor, and I closed the blinds, but still putting a big glare. All those colors, I think I counted in this chart, had 23 colors in it. And some of them you stitch so little. Luckily, I did it with DMC, so it wasn't a big investment to buy those. But next time, I'll know better than I'll check and see really how much they use that color before I invest in purchasing anything. Let me see here. Like you can see a little bit better there. Now this is one of the few, maybe only the second thing that I've put behind glass when I stitched it. When I finished it, I should say. I'm not loving that's behind glass because I feel like I'm losing some of the, it's right on the glass, and I feel like I'm losing some of the texture of it. This frame I got in the 90% off aisle. It was $2.79 at Hobby Lobby. And this is the picture that was in it. It was like mounted on cardboard, so it would kind of stick out, look like a shadow box kind of frame. So I ripped that off. The spacers that were in there they weren't sticking to the side. They were falling forward a little bit. And so I just took them out. But I think I might take this back apart and glue those spacers in to the frame and then reframe it. I have plenty of room. It's plenty deep here. So I didn't put any backing fabric on it yet because I wanted to probably redo that, put the spacers in. I like this because this is a song that my mom or dad, probably my mom, taught me. And I used to sing this song every time I was swinging on our swing set. And I spent a lot of time swinging on the swing set. I would sing it all the time. And if you know the whole song, you think about a queen, and that was a queen and king I pictured when I was singing this song in my head. So this is going to go on that wall back there. That's where I'm going to have my childhood memory stitching wall. I don't know what you want to call it. I'm just going to call it my childhood wall. So got that done. I pinned that. I got some of the mounting board at Hobby Lobby. I went to the frame shop because I found that frame at the same time. So I had the frame with me. They charged me $1 for each cut. So it ended up being 2 cuts they did. And it's kind of a racket, $1 a cut. I mean, it's not a lot, but I mean, is it really that hard to cut a piece of stuff when all the money I'm spending there. But anyway, I paid the dollar a cut because cutting with a blade, you just don't get it sharp like that. I mean, I'm going to pay a dollar a cut from now on, and just take my friend with me and do that. It was worth it. It was worth it, even though I still think they should do it for free because you're buying the product there. But that's just me. All right, so then I have a whip. You've been seeing this one, Butterfly Cloche by Hello from Liz Matthews. And I've done everything but the name. I need to talk to my daughter-in-law and my son and see what they want in here. My son probably doesn't care really, so I think it turned out really cute. That my granddaughter's name is going to go in the label there on the front, and I thought maybe I could put the birth information down here, but I think she might want it on there, but I still kind of don't want to do that because to me that just limits the life of that piece. You're going to put it up once the child gets a little older. But it's almost finished. Almost finished. I just have to chart the name and decide for sure what I'm going to put in there. I'm just kind of waiting. I want to talk to her. I want her to look at the frame I have because the white frame I put it in, I don't really like it in that frame. It's too big, but I was under the gun and had to put in something for her shower. So that's what I did. All right, now for whips. Well, that mocking basket. In that mocking basket, I have a piece. It is probably my oldest. Okay. Probably my oldest piece is from Shakespeare's Peddler, my oldest whip, other than like one I have from 1982. My oldest whip is from Shakespeare's Peddler, Christmas is Coming. And this is how far I am on it, right here. This is stitched on a 36 count something. I don't know what. I'll go back when I do the notes for this video. I'll go back and look at a year ago what I said the fabric was. It's the only way I know how to look at it. And I'll put it in the notes below if you really need to know. This is what the chart will look like when it's completed. Now, when I was stitching on this last year, I didn't like it. My recollection is that I did not like it because it was 36 count and I was stitching 2/2 on 36. And I didn't like 36, I couldn't see it well. Well, I've been working on some 36 and some 18 count Aida, which really 18 count Aida is way easier for me to see than 36. But I'm pretty used to 36 now. So when I picked this back up, first thing I did was fill in the white here that needed to be done. So I filled that in and I thought, this is simple. I have no trouble seeing this. Why did I stop stitching on this? So then this morning I came down here and I did this rusty red color across there, those little blocks. And then I started doing the letters below. Well, what I realized is the fabric was not the only reason I stopped. All of this here is too low. I'm not sure. I think what I did when I counted off this fence, I counted off this line here, like the earth, top of the earth. I was supposed to count off this line here in the tree. So it should be up that many more stitches. Well, I think when I realized that last year, I said, I'm done. It's going in timeout, and that's where it went. So if you see, I'm going to show you. If you see right here, these X's below the sheep and the horse, they only go to like this window where the tree is and stop. Well, I didn't realize that was messed up. I did go there and stop, but then I did these blocks this morning and I had this big space. I'm like, why do I have this big space? Then I found my error and remembered. So I just carry the X's all the way across. I think that looks okay. I skipped here because that's where the year goes. You see here it's, well, if I show you, I can't see what I'm looking at. But you see the year in there. I didn't know if I was going to finish it in 2021 or 2022. So I didn't put the year in there. So I'm going to be, my margin at the bottom is going to be smaller than my top margin for sure, but I think it'll still fit. I will put the year in here and I might put something else. I'm not sure what. I may just put a little line of some of these holly berries and leaves across here and then the year right there. But I'm going to make it work. Nobody's going to know unless I point it out to them. I didn't even know until I was stitching on it and something didn't line up, you know. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. So I'm going to finish stitching on that. I want to get that done for this Christmas for sure. I am going to stitch gifts this year because I like getting something handmade and it's what I want to do. But I'll have one big stitch and everything else is going to be pretty small. I'm not going to show you those because I don't think anybody watches, but in case they get bored and watch one someday, I don't want them to know what they're getting for Christmas. But for my new granddaughter that's coming soon, I'm going to stitch this stocking here. I went through, I think I was on 1, 2, 3 stitch, and I picked out a bunch of stocking, maybe 10 of them, patterns, and asked my son and daughter-in-law which they liked. Well, my daughter-in-law picked out one that it was stitched on blue fabric with white snow and polar bears and a couple of like cardinals in it. It's really pretty. And she liked it because she liked the polar bears. But then I said, oh wait, like the whole thing is almost white stitches. I said, I shouldn't have put that in there for you to pick from, because the white stitches aren't going to look good. I just don't think they'll look good. So I told her I'm going to keep looking. I looked for something else that had polar bears in it that wasn't like the whole thing was white. So I couldn't find one, but this I found on eBay, and it's very similar in style to what I already have. I had for my children, I did for my grandsons, and for me and my husband. It came with a like creamy color Aida, and I'm not going to use that, but I am going to use Aida. I'm going to use white Aida because all my other stockings are stitched on white Aida, 14 count Aida. That's what they're stitched on, and I just want them to look similar. I had a roll of Aida, and I got it out. It's like one of those long rolls you get at Hobby Lobby. Pulled it out, and it was like a long roll, but it only was this wide. It's kind of like when you are wrapping something, you're like, oh, I'm going to put in this paper, and then you pull it out, and the wrapping paper's only this wide. Well, that happened to me with the Aida. So I need to go buy some before I can start. But I did go ahead and this is a kit that I bought. It's been a long time since I've stitched with a kit. So I had just some poster board, and I just cut these pieces and punched holes and wrote the symbols on there and the color names and sorted them. You know, sorting that big mess that you get in a kit like that. It really didn't take that long, but it's not my favorite thing to do. Because you're kind of like, well, is this the gray, or is this the light blue gray? Is this the, you know? I think I have it figured out though. Let's see. I also started Prairie Schooler Spring and Fall, September. A cute little squirrel. And I've only gotten that far. But it goes quick. I mean, I've done so many of these. I know 52 stitches from here to here. I know, you know, I can stitch those borders without even looking at the chart now, because they're all the same. So I'll probably get that done this week. It'll go pretty fast. Let's see. Oh, a big whip that I have is the printer's tray sampler. I picked out some things. Let me show you first what I did. I'm sitting here awkwardly. I've got that CD I showed you before. That's the Sampler and Antique Needlework Quarterly. And so I went through a lot of those. I started going through the CD, and I haven't gone all the way through it yet. Well, I have one time, but for the purposes of this printer's tray, I went through just to look for some small motifs or borders that I liked and I thought might be good for what I'm doing. So, I don't have the name of it. Well, here, it's called Mirror Image Band Sampler, designed by Kathy Livingston. This is a black and white picture. But there were some motifs on here that I liked. And so I was able to stitch them up. You can see where I started there. Can you see that? So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. I did the tulip at the top because I love tulips. They just, you know, I don't think Dutch when I see tulip. I think Pennsylvania Dutch, German. And these little vines. And this stitching right here took 2 evenings. 2 evenings while I was watching TV. I'd stitch those up. And not really a long stitching night. It was rather short. So that's coming along. I have some other things kind of planned, and I'll show you that. Keep showing you that as it comes along. I'm really loving it. When I was going through that CD, I did find this, which I thought, oh man, if I wanted to do that, it would be perfect in that printer's tray. This was, let's see, Sarah Jane Pownall, Pownall sampler, dated 1854. It says it's one of the most unusual samplers in the Ohio Is My Dwelling Place exhibit. Anyway, this was in that Samplers and Antique Needlework Quarterly. But look at that. It's like the grid. Sorry, I hold it very steady. It's like the grid of the city with the houses on it. But wouldn't if I, no, I'm not going to do this, but I was like, that would fit perfect in this printer's tray if I wanted to do that. So if you have a tray or a shadow box, I mean, you could do all kinds of things. It has all the river boats, and then all the houses, and they're numbered in there too. So I don't know if that coincides with the house numbers. Then, like, here is like a church, so it's bigger, like a bigger lot. So cool. Those are really cool. Makes me want to get another printer's tray and do that. I've seen some early maps like that of my hometown where it's been a long time since I read an article, but something about that town was they were the first to like grid it out a certain way or something. I don't know. Anyway, well, I think those are all my whips and finishes. So I'm going to go on to haul. I have some haul that I didn't show you last time, or maybe even the time before. It's not exciting, but I had some things and I was like, I want to put this away, but let me just, I guess I should show it first. I got some, well, I got a call from my LNS, which is Panda's Crossing, and it's not that close by. It's like an hour, but I had pre-ordered the Just Cross Stitches Halloween edition. They had a thing on Facebook. If you want it, comment below and pre-order. So they called me and said it was there. Well, I needed a couple of things, and I thought, okay, I'll go. Well, then I asked my husband. I said, "Do you? Sorry, I'm hot. Steroids. Do you want to go with me? We'll just go out to eat because it's kind of far away to drive just to get a magazine, and they don't ship." So he said, "Okay." So we went along. Well, we didn't get there until it was time for them to close. They were actually having a stitch in that night, but they were ready to lock their doors and turn off the "we're open" light. So I scooted in, I grabbed the magazine, and just a little bit of floss. I knew I wanted. And I got Weeks Moss and Weeks Loden. And I didn't have these colors like named when I went in the store, but I knew that there were a lot of samplers I wanted to start soon that had a lot of grass in them and trees and things. And I use a lot of DMC, but when you have a big block of something like that, then I'd like it to be over dyed thread, so you have some variegation in there. So I got these two, so I could pick which would go best with whichever pattern I decided to do. I would have gotten 3 of these. I think they only had 2. So I grabbed those, and in the Halloween book, and my oldest daughter loves Halloween, but she doesn't like cutesy Halloween. She doesn't like gory Halloween. She loves bats and ravens, and I don't know. I did her some. I stitched some Mill Hill ornaments that I showed, well, last year, I guess around Halloween, and they're kind of cutesy, I would say, but she liked those. But for other things, I don't know. But this was her favorite in the book. And I mean, look at that. I mean, the fabric makes it for sure. That's a really cute one. And then I think she, oh, flagged another one she liked too. She loves bats. It's called Wanna Hang. So, she actually flagged those. I told her to go through and flag what she liked. I don't know when I'll be stitching those. The stocking is going to be a big part of my stitching coming up because I don't want to be last minute with it. But if I really stick to it, I'll get it done. I'll get it done in plenty of time. I don't think that's a big deal. I had some other haul as well. I picked up this fabric. This is one of like the, I like to grab the little scraps they have in the basket at Hobby Lobby at the cutting table. I thought this was cute fabric. Wasn't sure exactly what I'd use it for, but I love the colors in it. So I'll grab that. Okay, I bought something at a thrift store. I thought, oh, I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Why didn't anybody else ever think of this? Why haven't I seen anybody doing this? Probably because you can't find these things anymore anyway. I bought something thinking I was really smart. I used to have one of these when I was growing up. And I think it originally came from one of my older sisters. And it's a belt rack. Any of y'all have these belt racks? Well, I bought this thinking, oh my gosh, look how big it is. Look how it will hang. I'm gonna store my floss on this instead of rings. Not for a project, but just like in the storage in the closet there. So I was like, oh, man, that's gonna be so good. In fact, they had two of them. I grabbed them both. They were 50 cents each. 50 cents each. When I get home, I'm like, huh. The hole that's I store in the plastic bags. They're not floss away bags or whatever Hobby Lobby sells. I think I have some. Well, anyway, they're whatever Hobby Lobby sells. It won't fit over this. And if I take this little rubber thing off each time I have to load them on there, that's not going to be smart. Also, I can't this doesn't move. I can't swing it around to open it where I want to pull one out. You know, once they're on here, they're on here, kind of thing. So I was like, I guess I'm not so smart. But I think what I might do, I have my floss in bags, my DMC in bags on rings. And the rings are there's too many on each ring. I mean, they're numerical, they're not by color, they're numerical. And I need to separate them out a little bit. So I think I'll put, I'll have rings for all the 100s, another ring for all the 200s. Right now I have 1 through 300 on one ring. And another one's just 900s on one ring, it's overflowing. One's 3300s and it's overflowing. So if I just have just the 100s on the little ring and then put that ring on here, and the 200s and put that ring on here, then I can use these. And on this closet door right here, this closet's narrow. You go in and it's wide enough to walk in, but not much more than that. And there's shelves on the wall. If it wasn't so messy, I would show you, but I'm not showing you. There's shelves on the wall, and then pegboard on this wall. So, if I have anything on the floor in there, right now, I got this computer I'm using to record this a couple months ago. I still have the box in there that it came in because if something happens, you gotta send it back. You're gonna need that box. So I was waiting a while before I threw the box away. Well, now the box is in there, I can't hardly get to my floss. So on the back of this door, there's a rack that has some hooks, like coat hooks, kind of. So if I put all my floss on these individual rings on the ring, it will hang. I think it will hang. I don't know. I don't know if it's any better than just hanging them individually. But the way the hook's made on the back of the door, I can't hang a lot of them on there. So I could, put 5 rings on this one ring and just have one hook. Does that make sense? I'm going to try that. If it works, I'll take a picture or a video and show you. Oh, when I framed up my 4 and 20 blackbirds, I went and bought pins at Hobby Lobby, and I saw in someone's video they called them beading pins. So I went to the beading, like jewelry section, and found some pins, but they weren't any shorter than a regular pin. So I asked, there happened to be a lady there stocking, and asked her, and she said, "Oh, I know exactly what you need. They're in with the sequins pins." Okay, and they are they're only this tall, this long, whatever. Half inch. So, you don't have to get perfectly straight. When you have a long pin, if you're not perfectly straight, it's going to pop out the front or the back. As a matter of fact, even with these small ones, I got my thumb doing that. But I bought the pins, and of course they have these cute little tins at Hobby Lobby. Can you see that? Gosh, the glare is terrible. Anyway, so I put all the pins in the tin. Then I went and I got a few for Mother's Day. I got a gift card for my kids for an antique mall, and I went. I think I showed you before. I got this. What did I buy? I bought a thing that holds hats. Well, you can't see it. It's up there. Got a couple little things anyway. Well, I still had like $30-some on the gift card, so I went back in yesterday after work and wanted to see if I could find something else. And I wanted to just spend my gift card so I don't have it in my purse anymore, because I'm really bad at saving gift cards for so long that I feel like they're too old to use. Because I'm going to get something special. Well, I just went anyway, and I still didn't spend it all. I only spent about half of it. But I found this little cat. It's made out of a coverlet. And it's written on the back, circa 1850, overshot coverlet, A. Sowell, 1984. So who made that? I just thought that was so cute. I don't have any coverlets, but man, I would love to have some. And then I got this little doll pillow, and I just loved it for so many reasons. First of all, when you feel it, it's a little bit crunchy inside. You wonder if it might be some paper in there for stuffing too. I don't know. But it's a little doll pillow. It's old. It's very old, you can tell. I love the colors. I love red, white, blue. And I just thought that would be real cute with some stitching in a basket or wherever. That's, I think, is all of my haul. Oh, no, it's not. While I was there getting the frame for the 4 and 20 blackbirds, I saw these other frames, and one was $2.29 and one was $1.99 in a 90% off aisle. This is the one that's $1.99, and it says it's 14.87 by 11.87 inches. And these are made, it's You can tell it's deep enough here that you can get stitching in there. And I just kind of like a black frame. And then this one, same size as the other. Really the same frame, just different art in it. And so I just got those for the frames. And all right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and just do the giveaways. I was going to go ahead and show you some of my plans for fall stitching and sampler September. But I think I'm going to wait and do that next time. I've shown you enough. I'm at 50 minutes now, and it's just going to get way too long. So, giveaway winners. So happy to give these things away to so many of you who have watched me from nearly the beginning, this whole year. And anyway, I'll just say in advance, congratulations to each of the winners. I need you to send me your mailing address. Send it to southernyankeestitcher@gmail.com so I can get these out to you. If you are a winner of the one of the Garon Stitchery gift cards, I just need your email address. So you can just email me and say I'm a winner, and that's all I need. And I will go online, and you will get some kind of notification from them that you got a gift card from me. So anyway, on with the winners. This red clover, goes to Becky Pugh. The chickberry goes to Sharon Man. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing your name. The second chickberry goes to Sherry Bisbee. The Crosswing Collection Colors number 50 goes to Sheila Loves Greg. And then the $10 gift cards, there's 3 of them. So the 3 winners for the Garon Stitchery gift cards are Raspberry Stitcher, Ava Allen, and Christie's Corner Needlework. These are your YouTube names. And I just need you to email me, southernyankeestitcher@gmail.com, and I will get those out to you. Congratulations to all the winners. As far as plans this week, I need to go buy some white Aida so I can start on the Christmas stocking. I'm going to try and finish up Christmas is Coming. And then I may start, I didn't really finish talking about the mocking basket, but I need to get some of those things out of there. Now, the Prairie Schooler saying it's 12 Days of Christmas, that's not bugging me, really. I think I decided several months ago that was not going to happen before Christmas. That's going to be a 2-year project, and that's fine. It's fine. I do have a Prairie Schooler button up that I haven't finished. I could probably knock that out pretty quick. I'm going to save that. It's really a winter stitch, not a Christmas stitch. So I can do that like after Thanksgiving, and it won't take me long. I do have the Quaker Welcome that I'm working on. I may work on that a little bit, but I'm going to start some samplers and some fall pieces. I'll just show you one that's like, I've had this since last fall. I didn't stitch it. That's so cute. I love that. Teresa Koga is so talented. Goodness, she's talented. I love her style. Um, I said I wasn't going to show you these, but I'm going to show you these because they were sitting right here. This one, this came out of Punch Needle Printed Stitcher magazine. Let me see if I can tell which issue. Oh, it's cut off. It's a fall issue, but I don't know which one. And this is Good Witch Sampler Pillow designed by Esther of Sub Rosa Design. I'm not going to even try and pronounce your name right now, Esther. I have Bleak Star Works straw. I can stitch that on. That's going to look good. It's going to look good. So that's what I'll be doing this week. And, counting down for a granddaughter. Hey, we're under a month, so it could be any time, really. Anytime. But I hope you all have a great week. And don't forget to message me if you are a winner. And if you stick around, I'm going to throw in some videos here at the end of just a few little spots in my home. And y'all, like I said, have a great week and happy stitching. Bye.